Boom. Join up. I'm gonna even put the joint.
What is that?
I be going hard, but guess what's on the back of this joint? Little sneak peek. Look. See all that shit? Stop cussing. That's what I mean. Hold on, I want to rock out. Oh, it went off. Welcome to Instagrams Podcast. My name is Devin Adams, CEO, head coach, and I'm determined to inspire. My name is Devin Adams, and I am extremely tired, extremely sleepy.
Yeah, you said your name twice. So
I know.
Yeah.
I tried to defend myself by saying it again.
No.
Nah? Okay, well, I tried. Because I said when I'm saying it again, people going to hear me say it twice.
All right, no dice. Yeah. Get some rest, good brother.
Okay, that's fair. Bro, I'm tired, man. I feel like it's 11, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, me either. It's been a long day.
But we're here with Big Tree, Sir Patrickless, Tricks is for Kids, Big Fundamentals of Credit, and God We Trust. You know what I mean? So we're here with Patton. And believe it or not, this morning, me and Patton were super duper hyped to do a podcast tonight. But once tonight got here, I don't know anymore. But You know what? With all that being said, we're going to do our best. We have some extremely valuable information, a lot of personal information too, that I know I'm personally going to be sharing because my weekend was effing crazy.
Yeah.
But it was also probably one of the most transformational. Did I say that correctly?
Transformational, yep. Transformative, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you speak so good, Patton. Oh,
I know. I'm just giving you another word.
Oh, I speak good. I'm Patton. Big Tree.
No, it's not gonna work because you're tired, so it's not the same.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying you speak good.
No, I know, but you know how you be trying to like fry me with your little junks? It's not gonna work the same because you're tired. You don't got enough energy.
That's not the. I'm not trying to fry you. I'm just saying you speak good. Calm down. You hype for nothing.
I just gave you a word.
Thank you, as you should. We're biblical. You know, it's spiritual. Anyway, with all that being said. First of all, I wanted to address my man Kevin. Now, shout out to.
Okay, that's how you want to start it. Okay.
Yeah. So we've been watching The Last Dance. Like I said, we're gonna get to the nuts and bolts of this whole thing in like 5 minutes. But my man Kevin, Spider-Man, in our high table, said that Scottie Pippen was not a superstar. He said he was an all-star at best, the best second player. This is what I didn't get. In history, the best Robin in history, but not a superstar.
I don't even think that that's true.
I don't know if that's true or not, but let me finish real quick because I don't know if you heard everything he said. He said when Michael Jordan left, he didn't carry his team, but I'm gonna clean that up even more because that's pretty vague. He said when Michael Jordan left, his stats didn't go to superstar status. What do you have to say about his stats not ballooning to the subjective perspective of Kevin's liking? What do you?
Well, see, Kevin, my young boy, so I'm not going to totally like put my foot on this whole joint. But because I was alive and watched it.
Me too. I was a young boy. I'm like, yo, he going hard right now.
And you should be able to tell even from looking at The Last Dance, like Scottie was a different type of leader, superstar, whatever you want to call him. He was more team-oriented than Michael. So if his numbers stayed pretty consistent from what I remember. It wasn't like a dramatic drop-off in points or nothing, but what he did do was share the ball a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, we saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember that. Because that very next year, he was like the leading vote getter in the All-Star game because he was crushing.
Okay.
When he had them goofy red shoes on. Like, that was the next year. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Scottie was balling. He was hooping. It wasn't a dramatic fall off. Now, in terms of
we'll spend one more minute on this because I don't want to fry my man Kevin.
All right, so I'll just keep it to I won't even go to the Robin thing and all of that because that's a whole nother debate for another day.
Because I was upset. I was like, yo, I'm going to fight him.
Yeah, no, but in terms of him being a superstar, I would say yeah, but he's just a different type. You can't hold him in the same sphere as you hold Jordan. Like, that's not even fair, number one. Number two, he's just a different type of leader.
Sure. Yeah. You can't. Nobody can be on that. What I just found out for the first time in my life today
Mm.
was Jordan pushed people, but nobody would ever be able to reach the climactic of levels that he was already at mentally and
Yeah,
with
no.
determination. It was impossible to reach.
Nah, and I think I'm glad for this documentary as well because
It's great, bro. I love it.
Not saying anything against Kobe, and I know everybody likes to say that Kobe is like Mike mentally and
Kobe's
Mamba
close, bro.
mentality and all that. He's the closest, but
Yeah.
that level, and you should be able to see it from here. That level, Kobe wasn't even able to get there, not to that level. Not to that level. He got there for himself. Not for you got to think about it.
I wouldn't say that.
Dude affected an entire organization, not just the team and the dudes on the floor. An entire organization.
An entire organization, entire city.
And functioned and was a championship level organization because of one person. That'll probably never, ever happen again.
True.
So, I mean, that's a totally different level.
And we'll leave it right there because I'm just going to say I'm not even trying to argue with you.
Yeah.
To your point, what you just said, the end of episode 7.
Yeah.
When I actually legitimately, not for Jordan, put both his hands up, which is a defensive, we're pushing away because we're putting our hands up to defend ourselves. When he did this and said, to something along this word, I can't quote me. If you're not going to play as hard as you can or rise to the level that I need you to rise to, don't play.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't play with me on my team. And he started crying and said, we got to take a break.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear where I was like, okay, nobody will ever be able to reach that pinnacle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because,
absolutely.
Yes, emotions are high because he has a camera in his face. But he's also recalculating all the things that he went through.
You're talking some 20 years later. Over 20 years later.
Yeah. That's crazy. But
different level.
But to the point of this whole documentary, I wanted to talk about this because I had a hell of a weekend. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily with personal things I was trying to go through, mm-hmm. but personal things I was handling here. Mm-hmm. And then I was thinking about The Last Dance and the business principles behind Michael Jordan's hyper focus. Everybody's not ready for that, bro. I even look at it as and this is what hit me. When I saw him smoking a cigar and he told everybody to get out, mm-hmm. This is what I mean, his levels. Where was he telling them to get out from? Yeah. Did Michael Jordan have his own personal locker room, bro?
That's what it looked like.
That's what I mean. He did not want no noise.
That little cove connected right next to the training room. If he didn't invite you in there, you wasn't getting in there.
Bro, how you going to catch Michael Jordan when he is already in isolation mode from all the noise of people talking, gossiping, family issues with his team, blah, blah, blah. He had his own effing locker room. How you going to catch him? Exactly. Which further brings my point to, I'm in isolation mode. Look where you are, though. You are in your own personal locker room, right? Mm-hmm. Therefore, people can come in. Your kids come down there. They're just down there. But then you send them right back upstairs like Jordan did.
Yeah.
How is anybody going to catch? How is anybody going to compete with Patton? For real. They don't know what you're going through, mm-hmm. number one, personally. Right. They don't know what you're going over business-wise. Mm-hmm. When I say that out loud, how is anybody truly going to be able to catch you when you are already hyper-focused like Jordan? You have your own personal space like Jordan. And if you want to go upstairs and spend time with your team, your 15 kids, as a roster already, like mm-hmm. Jordan. Oh, you ain't say nothing with that. Okay.
Nah, I'm going to let you have it.
No, I'm just saying, though, how, and I want you to answer this. Because I'm prepared to answer it. Look around me. I'm about to move. I got a new property, so I got boxes over there. What is your lane, Patton? What is my lane? How are they going to catch you when you are in isolation mode, isolated from your distractions, isolated from your team, because you have a space that you can go to, like Jordan went to in that back room. Because usually I would speak for you, Patton, but I want you to think about this to build yourself up.
I mean, that's a tough question.
It ain't tough because I had a bad day yesterday, and you stepped up. You said, "All right, Devin going through it personally. I need to go in my spot." Uh-oh. Look at oh.
At 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock.
Oh, is that prayer time?
No, 9 o'clock is.
9 o'clock is prayer time, guys. 9 o'clock is prayer time. But they walk right back up the steps. His kids. That's his team. That's his squad. Shout out to Isaiah.
Yeah, he's trying to be newsy right now.
Yeah, but I know.
I mean, to answer is, I'm not. All right.
I'll answer it for you. Like, it don't even matter. You know, I got it.
I don't mind answering it. I don't mind answering it because I'm not gonna come off as being an ego. But
no, you're not chauvinistic. We don't believe that word ego.
Where we are now, where we're at, and now I'm speaking overall. Where we are now with what's going on in the world.
Yeah. How can they compete, bro?
And the mindset that I've already had, couple that with what I'm learning and committing myself to in this time of isolation. If you can catch me, you're gonna be a great one for it.
That's great.
That's hard. But it's hard. But see, here's why it's unfair to say that. And it's just the flip side of the coin.
Okay. I'm gonna challenge that.
You can catch up to the knowledge or whatever if you acquire it on your own or if I give it to you. But what drives me or pushes me towards that, if you don't have those same set of circumstances or life circumstances coupled with that knowledge, you're not going to be able to, it's going to be something totally different. You're not going to be able to get it.
Oh, okay.
Not in the way that I have it. And that's what, and it's similar to Jordan. Like if you don't, to be able to reach that level where you got your own locker room, as you calling it, that in its totality, you gotta be cut from a freshman team, and you gotta get your behind whipped by an older brother. You gotta, go through people telling you, "Oh, you'll never be this, you'll never be better than this person."
A relationship that pain develops you. A relationship with being uncomfortable,
sure,
grows.
And then he had a different type of tenacity once his father passed. So,
that was
I've had some tragedies in my life that made me come back even stronger. I'm not, paralleling myself, right, foot by foot to Jordan, but I'm saying all of these things help to make you who you are and get you to that beast mindset. And some people, they think, well, I know as much as you know, like what makes you so smart, which is not even that's just a part of it. If you don't have this other piece, because you can have all this knowledge and just say, yeah, I'm a smart guy. Okay, great. But that relationship or experience with pain or failure or whatever will cause you to take that knowledge, execute on it, create something else out of it that nobody else might have even been thinking of, because now you're just driven to attack. Like that's just your mindset. So to answer the question in that regard, honestly, my answer is I don't know. I don't know. You might, but I mean, some people may catch and pass, and that's fine too. But I just don't know.
So shout out to my therapist. My therapist's name is Sarah Ashley. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Sarah Ashley Andrews is somebody that helps me get my mind together, right? Because I think of myself as a mindset coach. Mm-hmm. Today we had a quick conversation, a check-in, and she was just like, "Yo, you really brush things off, like they're not that big of a deal, right?" Mm-hmm. And I was thinking to myself, "Yeah, that's true." But just like, here's my schedule. Like this is why I have this up here, Patton. I have my times for everything that I do, right?
Is that like a
just my quarantine schedule?
No. Is that like a taupe cover?
Yeah. It's the tub, but the tub broke. But like I said, when I be going through it, I'll just be writing things on anything for real.
Right.
So you already see 7:45. I'm doing this hot cold contrast. This blue zone lifestyle. If you don't know the blue zone, I know you want to be able to see it. But when Sarah Ashley asked me that question today, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do brush things off and I make moves quickly because I'm in isolation. Patton, you're pretty much the only person that I ever talk to where I can express things to people
Yeah.
because everybody's not available. All my friends have families, wives, kids, going through their own personal thing. So then God tells me, get in isolation, get in solitude, and think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to her point, I said, okay, I agree with you. But on the other side of this thing is all the notes that I took about myself Saturday and then Sunday when I was by myself. Because how can I consider myself to be a mindset coach if I'm not trying to practice controlling my own mind, number one? If I am talking to the person that I'm talking to the most is me, how am I going to be portrayed if I can't sit down with my own thoughts and not move? Like I told you, I sat in front of, I call it mirror talk, Patton, where I counsel myself. Like if you was talking to me or somebody was talking to me and I would tell them those words, I say, yo, Dev. And this might sound weird, but guess what? Me saying that it might sound weird is an insecurity. Because God willing and truthfully speaking, I'm trying to figure out my mindset to be able to help more people.
Sure.
So I sit in front of that mirror and I say, yo, Dev, this is bothering you. This is bothering you. You have nobody to talk to. You have this family issue going on. Shout out to the new family members I reached out to this week, putting the family drama aside, and I'm being transparent here.
Yeah.
Having my own beliefs with how I should go on with my next steps. I'm going to tag them in this podcast so they can listen to it. But apparently I have family in this Jersey area, and I didn't know. Also, quick scare on MSNBC, they said my dad's name.
Yeah, you told me that when I'm like, what?
So on Thursday, this all happened on the same day. On Thursday, we thought my dad passed away, and we thought we found out on MSNBC because they said his whole name and his whole backstory, which was crazy. Then we found out that, I had a great aunt, that's all, who passed away, and I wanted to go to the funeral because I realized I wasn't too far, but with all that being said, it was some family drama going back and forth. I had a great discussion with my cousin Nate. Shout out to my cousin Nate, who's in Arizona, who listens to this every day, the podcast. Had a loving discussion of mindsets and perspectives. And then I had nobody to reach out to. I told you some, but I can't really talk to a lot of people about how I see things. But that led me to all of this. Like these are quotes and words. In the middle is my checklist, and it says, let go. And this is God talking to me for what I believe in. Let go. Let me handle this. Okay? That's God saying that, right?
Right.
Fix yourself and be happy with the work you're doing. It's called progress. And these are the things, and I said, I got to write this down. And I said, and this is what I need to apologize to you too, Patton, because when I was going through it, it says, just because people are not exactly like you does not mean they aren't great. Because when I was going through this thing, I was thinking by myself like, yo, I just need to move. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. Why isn't nobody at my speed? But guess what? I was going at a dangerous speed. People have lives to live. And like I said, so I have all this. Stop being selfish and emotional. Because what did I always say? I said, when you're emotional, that is a selfish trigger, believe it or not. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Right.
So like I said, people think this is Devin's daily schedule. That's why I held this up. But on the back, when
that's going
through some stuff, right? And I said, and even God even said, you're not gonna be able to challenge every mountain. You're not gonna be able to get over all of them.
Yeah.
But at least I'm gonna be here with you.
That's
like this simple. Like that's it. Like you know what I mean? Like so shout out to Sarah Ashley for pushing my thinking. Shout out to you, Patton, for letting me vent to you a little bit when I'm like, yo, Patton, I'm about to flip the F out or I'm getting mad. That's that's my saying. Because as much as we believe in the blue zone lifestyle, doing exercises every hour, getting the heart rate up, midday walk, all this, bro, is so much more to it.
Oh yeah.
Trust me in isolation. See what happens when you attract it versus chasing it. And then God said, I understand it's tough. You're an ISO. You like interaction and you miss your family, but I need you to do my work. I'll take care of everything else.
Yeah.
So I have to live by this.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part. So even though
it is.
Yeah. So even though I'm just
it's doable.
It's yeah, I mean I wrote it down. And this is my accountability right here.
Mm-hmm.
They see that one thing on the side. Like they see this, oh, Devin's routines. And they see, oh, Patton's down there working in routine.
But that's trying. And a quick sidebar, right? Like if you hadn't already had a relationship built in,
yeah,
that would be much harder for you than.
But that's what I mean. Like how can they catch you, Patton, for real? But then how can you catch me if you think this is all that it is to mindsets? I'm sitting here in isolation mode and I'm going through all this with my mindset.
Right. So that I look at like being, I take that to like basketball. Like I may show you this one move, but you don't know that I got like 5 counters to that one. Like you don't really know what's behind that. You just see in that one and like, oh, okay, he's gonna do this. I got that one. But then when I hit you with the counter, it's like, wait, what was that? Yeah, no, I already didn't score 25 on you. It's cool.
Very well said.
Don't worry about it.
Very well said. Very well said. And that just goes into speaking to being the authenticity of that's the key to everything. Like who can accept you for who you are, blah, blah, blah. But then I was thinking about another thing where I have problems calling you from time to time, Pat, because I'm just like, I don't want to bother you personally, right? Hold on, no, it's okay.
Good, I'm gonna listen.
Yeah, but I know everybody has things to do, but guess what? I snapped on my pop, who's a Marine, was in the rope program, which was when they was doing heavy body narcotics when it was the crack epidemic in D.C.
Yeah.
He called me up and said, yo, Dev, I don't like to bother you. And I said, Dad, how are you bothering me? I said, let me decide that, right? And I said, if I don't pick up, guess what I can always do? I can always call you back. And I realized, I said, oh, man, once I hung up the phone, because this was like 2 days ago, I said, I do that to everybody else.
Yeah.
This is the mindset thing. I was like, you know what? I already answer for other people. Like I don't, why do we do that? Or why do I do that? Like, that's the thing. Like, I think I'm bothering you, which I could be, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to speak for it. Like, I'm bothering Patton. I'm bothering this person. They have their own lives to live. My pop did that to me, and I fried him up. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, Devin. You can't fire your pop.
All right, so I can answer that one for you. That's an easy one. So, in your
oh, that's an easy one.
No, it is. I just want to word it correctly. In your
you speak good.
Willingness to shut up. And your willingness to try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes.
Sure. Yeah.
And understand where they may be coming from. Like all right, well, let me not do this. They'll probably, all right, I might be bothering them. By the time you do that, you really don't know what's going on somewhere else. But because of your willingness to try to be understanding and, see, you might just draw, basically. You might just be in the way doing it. Like, because then if you call me like, yo, Patton, I don't want to bother you. Like, yo, what are you talking about? I would tell you. Me, of all people,
you said that.
Like, yo, bro, yo, I'll hit you up later. This is like, I'll tell you. But outside of that, because, I mean, like you saying, short from the people in this house, and my mother would be able to tell you, and some of my close.
Shout out to your mom. She's funny.
Friends. Yeah.
I know she was mad at me for cussing the other day. I know she was.
Nah, she wasn't mad. She was laughing at you. She like I don't really talk at all. That's not, I'm not saying like I'm proud of it. Like, yeah, I don't talk. I'm a man. No, I don't talk because, like you said, it's hard to find people that are at that same vibration, I'll call it, a lot of times.
Ooh, you talking about vibrations? Are you talking about, no, I'm just saying, no, bro. Like, that's
seriously.
That's some level of stuff. You talking about some photons, and you know what I mean? Like, I can go there.
Why you gotta go all?
I'm just saying, like we don't feel heat. We feel the vibration of the photon here in our body at light speed, which means that the photon's not even traveling at all. It just it gives birth and then it dies when it hits your body.
That's cool. You were a nerd on me.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, we can go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You're right. Is that? But I'm just saying, like, all right. Let me use a different word. Not everybody's on this. No, that's.
No, you're right. No. honestly,
on the same time. Like if I'm like,
no, you
if
said
I'm
it right.
doing
Vibration,
I know.
the resonance,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
vibrational
If
fortitude.
I'm going through a okay, so for example, if I'm going through an issue with with the boys or something like that.
Shout out to my squad.
I might just. Some people say, well, you can't talk to people that aren't in that position because they don't know and they don't have an experience. That's true in some cases, but if you're just venting and you're just putting stuff there, like talk to the person that's going to be able to, that knows you, that's going to be able to understand where you're coming from regardless of whether they have that experience or not. So even though I know you don't have any kids, I'm like, yo, man, I'm telling you, my vent to you is to kind of help you for when you do. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it ain't like I'm looking at you like, well, I'm not gonna tell Dev because Dev ain't got no kids. It's like, yo, bro, this joint will wear you out. Seriously.
No. Oh,
you see what it's doing.
But guess that's the gift and the curse though, because like you just said, you're an empath, so am I. So right. I can, based off of empathy, put myself in your shoes for a blessing or a curse, and be able to understand how you feel. Maybe not be able to fully relate, but you do it all the time. And if you come up and say, yo, like, I'm like, yo, bro, I get it. But that's the thing. Like, that's why I also feel like sometimes we've been so much of a blessing to other people that we forget to bless ourselves with the time that we personally need. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's very true.
It's a simple concept, but when it comes to everything, like I had about 5 or 6 calls today, no joke, of different people asking me different questions. Kids, former players that are in their mid-20s, hit me up. But I'm also just like, yo, I want to help you, but for right now, I can't respond to you because I need my personal time to make sure that my engine is locked, cocked, and ready to rock. That my mindset is changed, is good to go. Because if they call me up for my mindset, right? Like I call you up for what? Credit, business stuff, financial advice.
Yeah.
If you aren't sharp there, I can't depend on you. If I can't depend on you, even though we have a friendship, guess what keeps our friendship sound and structured? It is the business part of our friendship. It's the business part of our relationship that makes sure that we stay friends because I can depend on you.
You can say the word trust.
Ooh, you trying to throw that? But guess what? I believe in the word trust, but I don't believe in the word of expectations from your friends until God gives you evidence that you should believe in them. Because defense mechanism, I think we should all be like, I have no expectation. And I would challenge somebody to talk to me about it because I would relish the opportunity to learn.
I can challenge you.
I do not believe in expectations in other people. Why? I'm glad you asked me, Patton, because I can see this.
I didn't, but okay.
Because expectations in other people allows you to self-sabotage and build somebody up when you don't even know where God wanted them to be in your life yet. When I have an expectation, it can become negative thoughts. It can become self-sabotaging. And it can begin to start that negative cycle. And I believed in this person, but really, why were you believing in them yet?
I can buy 50. If that's $1, I can buy 50 cents worth.
You can buy 60, but go ahead, continue.
50, and I'm gonna give you my other 50. So I'm gonna tell you why that's 50.
It's dangerous, Patton. Expectation is dangerous.
But guess what?
With no proof?
It's also necessary.
Ooh, okay.
It's dangerous, but it's necessary.
Because I want to talk over you right now. I'm not.
No, think of a kid who everybody else gave up on. Nobody has any expectations of him whatsoever because of what he's done time and time again. But because of the relationship that he's built with you and what you've been able to draw from him that he might have needed that nobody else may have seen or identified with, now he performs or overachieves in the area. And they're like, well, why is he so good? Because I just went through this. I just went through this on a Zoom call for my school. Well, why does this kid respond so well to you?
No.
I don't have any expectations of.
Well, you're doing it with kids, Patton.
I do. I'm using that example because we teach and we work with kids all the time. But it's the same thing for anybody. It's the same thing for anybody. Like
I disagree. Go ahead.
No, it is because my wife used to always say this. I don't have any expectations, so I don't, nobody let me down. How the hell you live life like that?
Because you don't
but how can you be in a relationship and trust somebody if you don't have expectations?
You just said it.
How?
You just said it. You said be in a relationship. Once you're in a relationship with somebody, I think that means you are in a covenant with somebody potentially.
Okay, so
agreement.
Okay, I got you.
Which means they've proven themselves to be able to trust them and have an expectation.
I got you. So basically, the key to expectation is relationship.
The key to expectation is relationship and trust because you've gone through enough where they've proven themselves. They have proven themselves that you can rely on them.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. So you're saying basically, and it's similar to saying
you don't have to
earn my trust. It's similar to saying that when a person says you got to earn my trust.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fine. But to totally strip that element away, nah, that ain't gonna work. That's only 50 cents.
Okay. That's fine. But guess what? I have an expectation of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like you have an expectation of me, right?
Sure.
With my expectation of you, I know you're going to get the job done. Why? Because you've proven it over years. That's a proof. Mm-hmm. Like, once you let me down, I will get more upset than once somebody I met from a month, 2, or a year lets me down because that's the expectation.
Right.
With you, I know right now you were going to, like yesterday, I had a bad day, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
I won't use the word bad. I had a
challenging.
I had a challenging and tough day mentally.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect you to do anything else, but I kind of expected you to.
I did.
but with all that being said, though, to not to your point, but rather to the actions you took, those steps you took.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect you, and this is another word. I didn't expect you to hit me up today and just be like, hey, Dev, so I have some questions. No, I expected you to come to me with answers.
Mm-hmm.
And your phone ringing. This is where it gets deep, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know all the shit that's going on.
Right.
Just like you, Patton. You don't want to know the 48 hours it took for me to write all this shit down.
Yeah.
You really don't. When it comes to your team and the DISC assessment, like, we don't want another Dev in our group. I don't want another Patton in our group. When it comes to the DISC assessment and the expectation of your responsibilities in this group, you need to do what you supposed to do, right? and with all that being said, that came across harshly. But what I'm really trying to just say is, I didn't expect you to like go back and forth with me with information.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. And it sounds bad, right?
No, it's fine. See, but it don't sound
I would
bad
listen, though. I would listen. Yeah. I've known you for 10 years now, probably. So I would listen. You're one of my best friends, if not my best friend. Right. So I would definitely listen. But when it comes to business, separating business from the friendship.
Yeah.
All right, Patton, if I'm calling you up or you research something, all right, Dev, here's what I know. These are the steps. What are your thoughts? Or I did this. This is what's going on next. So let's talk. Just like with me, if I'm going through all of this stuff with mindset stuff and I broke down a word, or I'm talking to you about nothing, but the relevance of how we're so important to the universe that even though there's nothing space.
Yeah.
Short story, there's intergalactic means galaxy, the stuff in between, that space. They said that there's so much empty space per square. Oh, crap. What was it? Per square what? Centimeter or per squared whatever?
I'm not even sure what the metric is out there, but yeah.
I can't even remember. But they said it's only it's so much nothing out there in the vacuum of space that is so much nothing there that they have to now make a new definition of nothing, saying there's so much nothing there that it's actually called nothing. Yeah, and it also messed me up this weekend too. And you know this. This has been effing my mind up with all the other stuff I've been going through.
Yeah.
Because if you say, like, Patton, there's so much space in this universe. Excuse me. there's so much space in the galaxy
Mhm.
and the next closest galaxy, and there's billions of galaxy and the expansion of our universe based off of dark energy expanding it. There's nothing space.
Yes.
What the does that even? But guess what? Bring it back for a circle to you and me, Patton. Go ahead. What are you gonna say, Patton? Go ahead.
I was gonna say that what we call it when we was talking about the mail, the nothing box.
How are you gonna relate that? How are you gonna correlate the nothing space in the intergalactic space of the universe, where it's 10 molecules per square cubic centimeter?
If you were there, what would you do?
What kind of question is that?
Nothing.
I couldn't do anything.
Exactly. You would do nothing.
It's the nothing. So bringing it all back. Yeah. Once I heard this messed me up over the weekend. Like I called Pat and I went to nerd mode for like 10 minutes. It's an area in intergalactic space where it's nothing, but it's so much of nothing there. It's molecules don't even exist.
Right.
Therefore, they call it nothing. Bring it back to Earth. And this is where I actually got choked up and I was like, I got to do something. The Big Bang, God, whatever you believe in, I believe in God. Mm-hmm. It messes me up because I'm like, yo, man, space is just so vast. We have no idea what's going on. We have 0.5% of our intellect about God's creation of the expansion of the universe. We can't even get to our closest planet, Patton. How effing embarrassing is it for us to be that egotistical.
Right.
But we are the representation of what God can create.
On Earth, yes.
And that just, oh man, I'm about to cry right now. Yeah. I really am. Because that just messes me up. I got my blue light glasses on. I'm taking them joints off because.
Yeah, I still ain't got mine. But
I ordered some today for you.
My guy, see?
I really did. I did.
He was the man. There you go.
I really did. I'm gonna give you the black joints.
That's how we do.
But how can you balance both of those? Nothing. The expansion of the universe, of God's creation of the universe. We have no idea. But we are the representation of what can be with our limited 80 to 84 year lifespan. Universe, what? 15.6 billion years of expansion.
Right. We
only have 84 years potentially. So that's why I get so like, like that's why I go crazy because I'm like, yo, bro, like, I mean, you gotta go now. But then it's like God says, stay in the present, Patton.
Yeah, there's a lot of things at once. It keeps you humble.
Oh my God! Thanks for that rant, bro. Go ahead.
It'll
put my blue light specs back on.
It'll definitely keep you humble, and it'll also, like Jazzy Jeff said it real good one time. And at first he said I had to listen to it again, but he was talking about how they made an album in like a week and whatever, and he was like, listen, you have to die empty. Like
that's true. Yeah,
die with nothing left in the tank. So when you look at your life in comparison to that and see how small and how finite it is, and understanding that the time that you even have here is such a gift.
Yeah,
like you feel like you have to be able to at least, if not give something back to the person who has everything.
Yeah,
then I gotta at least get the most out of the blessing I've been given, the time I've been given, the situation I've been put in, and maximize the result. Because in comparison to nothing and the existence of space and time in the world, like I'm just crazy. A small little, you can't even calculate what I am.
That's why I appreciate you let me go into my nerd mode, because that's what I'm thinking the entire time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. I cut you off, I think. Are you
No. That's it. That's all I was saying. Like, you got to be humble. You got to be humble, and definitely grateful. That's why, I understand those gratitude walks, and I have my own version, not necessarily walk, but my own version of stuff that I do. But it helps to put things in perspective. Like, you don't think. And we think our lives are so bad and so terrible and so this and so that. It's like, the larger picture is like.
Nah, I get you. And the gratitude walks is cool. That's cute. You know what I mean? Like I do them all the time.
No, that's your thing. That's what's up.
But you know what, man? This weekend, that was not the cute SHIT. That mirror talk where I was like, yo, Devin, why are you like this? Personally,
yeah,
that was some deep stuff saying, Devin, you have an ego issue. You have an emotional issue. You're traumatized from past relationships still. You have trauma that you haven't let go. Like, that was the hardest part. Like, the gratitude stuff is cute. But when we do our deep dive and our masterminds with people, because now we know your niche, because you just told me last night of how, like, how you're going to change the game. When we do a deep dive to get their minds ready, it's not going to be about a gratitude walk. It's going to be about that mirror talk that I had where I did not move. Y'all can't see. Like I said, I'm packing, so don't judge. It's that mirror right there.
Yeah, judgment-free zone.
Yeah, I don't give a judgment-free. Patton, I kid you not, I sat there for about maybe 6 hours straight. And I said, I am not moving. Just like I used to do in my meditation. I said, I'm not moving until I find a solution or I'm comfortable getting out of this bed.
Right.
I said, I'm not moving from that mirror, not being egotistical or like me just trying to stare myself. I know what I look like. I've been this way for a while.
Yeah.
I can't. Something is sabotaging and contaminating my mind because I allowed it to get in there. Oh, who's that?
What?
It is 9 o'clock. It is 9. Who's that? Come down real quick.
Yeah,
come on down real quick. Hurry up. Because we talking about some deep stuff. Yo, that's Tim. That's Lil Tim Jr. Yo, we recording live. What you going to say? Give us some advice really quickly, bro. I'm serious. Think of the best words you could think of. They could be simple or complex. What would you want to tell the people right now, Lil Pat?
Start joining the GWP.
Oh, my God! Yo! That is plug. He a plug.
Go ahead.
Yo, he was cribbed that, bro. Yo, he cribbed that. He caught it. Touchdown. Took it to the house, bro. That's a crib. He cribbed.
Oh, my God, man.
Yo, Patton.
Oh, that was funny.
Patton, that was clutch, right?
That was funny.
Yo, he cribbed that whole John. For those that can't see right now, go on YouTube. I'm going to post this. I'm my best to post it tonight or tomorrow. Like I said, it's a 2-man operation team with me and Patton. And that also makes things difficult because I'm called in my lane. I honestly try to sacrifice. Patton does this too. But I try to sacrifice my lane to make sure Patton stays in his. Because I don't want Patton jumping over into my lane because I know the value of what Patton is going through. And I know the value of what Patton is accumulating. But to the disc assessment, that's what I mean. We have to stay in our lanes. I don't want another Patton in the group. I don't want to egotistically, I can use that word. I don't know if we need another Devin in the group.
Nah, definitely. We can't. We couldn't.
Why you gotta roll your fucking knot?
No, look at you, bro. What's up with you?
Hey, you rolled your eyes all crazy, like.
No, we can't. We can't because, and the reason we can't is because
you had to prime me up like that.
You would hate another you.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. You know,
yes,
I wouldn't.
You would. Yes, you
I
would.
wouldn't.
Because I would hate another me. That's why it's only one, and it's meant to be only one.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree.
You don't have to. I'm not surprised, but
I don't agree. But
doesn't take away from the point.
No, I think we would talk. You and me would talk about it. But I don't think we would hate having another Patton. And I don't think we would hate having another Devin. We would just make it work because you and me.
So here's what I'm gonna say.
Go ahead. Because I think we're still on topic, by the way, everybody. We're still on topic. We're trying to play nobody.
Are you talking about when you say another?
Disc assessment.
You mean, right. Okay, so you're just talking about the disc assessment, just another dominant personality type? Is that what you're talking about?
No. I'll meet you in the middle, okay? Personality type, wealth of information, and specialization. Personality type and specialization.
No, of course. No, of course. But see, when you say that, I'm thinking take everything that encompasses you, everything that encompasses me, and add one of those or both of those into this mixing dynamic. No.
But because the thing is, I don't think we could grow from that. Like I said, teams grow when you have a Rodman. Teams grow when you have a Jordan, and I don't even think this team has a Jordan. Teams grow when you have a coach, when you have a couple of superstars, you have roles. Let's just say that. When you have roles and a good coach, that's when teams really, really grow. Even though you don't
like the Bulls. We're not like the Bulls. If anything, we're not like more like the Showtime Lakers.
Okay, that's cool. And that's what I mean. Once you have the foundation and you have the pieces in place, that's actually when the team can be assembled. You don't need a Monte Ellis and a Jamal Crawford on the same squad. Like, that's a lot of jacks. That's a lot of dribbling.
You got Magic. You got the captain. You got Worthy. You got Coop.
Oh, man.
You got Byron Scott.
Yeah.
That's the team.
That's the team. But what I've also realized, and this is the last point, Pat, like, we've been doing good. You've been doing a really good job. Because, like I said, everybody that's watching and everybody that's listening, I told Patton this morning, yo, we going to talk about, I don't even know what we're talking about, but I just feel like we have information to go off of based off of this weekend with me and the family stuff that I come across. Shout out to my family members that I'm reaching out to, the Goldsberries. That's my mom's family name. My last name is Adams. But I'm going to say this, Patton. Generational spite should not be passed down.
True.
And I feel bad about saying that because I feel like I'm hurting my family members that are connected to other family members. But somebody, my cousin Nate, and he doesn't mind me saying, he said, oh, okay, Socrates.
The philosopher, huh?
Sure. But my cousin Nate also knows where my mindset is right now.
Yeah.
Me and him had a fantastic discussion. I love that's my brother. Like, if I had a blood brother, my cousin Nate, he's like 8 months older than me. That's my guy.
Yeah.
We had a great discussion. He called me Socrates. But
no, I can see it. But I mean, I understand.
He said, you the one to do it, though. He said, you the main one, Devin, that would probably be able to do it.
And you would have to be.
Yeah, and that's okay, though, right? It's okay.
It's similar in my family, too, with a lot of stuff.
Similar. Yeah. So what I finally realized is, from a business perspective, when you care too much of what other people think as well, this is personal and business, you won't be able to really succeed like you want to.
True.
Why is that? Like, if I care too much about what my mother, what my father, shout out to both of them, I talked to them today, my friends, my family, even business partners. Like, if you was like, Devin, I don't know if you should do this, I would listen to you because you have the gifting, right, of intuition, all that type of stuff. I really believe in that. But regardless, if I feel like it's in my spirit, I'm like, nah, I'm not listening. I got to do what I'm called to do. You can't be distracted by what the outside noise is saying.
True. You
can't care so much about what your girlfriend, I'm going to say your wife.
You can say it.
No, you come on. I'll say
it for you.
Okay. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you have something you can't care and give your energy out to all these other sources when you are called, Patton, to focus on this. Devin is called to focus on this. Am I a counselor to a certain degree? I believe so. Yeah. Am I a minister? I've been called minister. You know, they call me the priest of South Philly. Yeah. Okay. But like I said, if I take my mind off of what I'm called to do, even a little bit, then I'm blocking the blessing of the work that I need to get accomplished. Go ahead, Patton, real quick. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that was perfect. What I was going to say to your point is when you're called to be a leader, and I know it gets real funny because, you know, people say, oh, everybody can be a leader. That's not true. I don't believe that that's true.
You don't?
I don't believe that's true. I think.
No, we can talk about that. I don't know if I'm right or wrong about that.
I just don't. When you say a lead, like, I think everybody can be the best of who they are and be the best in their own lane or field or whatever. And that's singular. But when you're talking about leading, that's a trait. I think that term is thrown around too much without really being
It's loosely
understood.
thrown
Like,
out there without being validated.
Yeah, you as the leader, you take the majority of the punishment. You take the majority of the hits so that those who are following you don't have to. Like, you're a trailblazer, you pave the road to make everybody else's life smoother.
Okay.
You have to have a certain level of grit and determination. You got to be able to carry, like, you got to be able to handle failures. You got to be able to handle tough times and challenges. You have to be a problem solver. You have to be solutions based. There's a different makeup to somebody that's a leader. And I'm not saying that if you don't have those qualities that you're somehow just a follower or you're just weak.
Not at all.
It's just not.
Right back to the disc assessment of where you're called to be in your lane.
And that's it. Like, everybody's not called to be. You can be. I'm trying to think of something singular. Like, okay, like how people talk about when you talk about sports, and they say, if you want to be a superstar or you don't like the concept of team, then go be a boxer or go be a tennis player. Because that's all you. That's all about you. Right?
Yeah, you can't be doing too much.
Yeah,
Stay in your lane, bro.
Exactly, and that's for a lot of people. But anybody could be a leader. Don't be a leader, be a follower. Or don't be a follower, be a leader. Okay, I get it, but that's kind of unfair because everybody's not ready to take that responsibility or that baton of being a leader and being able to lead others by their example. The leader get the worst of it oftentimes. And a lot of people aren't even willing to go through certain things. So how can you be that? You know what I'm saying? So
you preaching. You preaching right now, bro.
No, that's it. So that little light point, I'm done.
Nah, you going in. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not.
Yes, you are, because oh man, like, we're gonna wrap this up, man. And it comes down to basically, at least if you meet me and Patton,
you gotta apply that Jordan.
you might
play with us if you ain't trying to run like we running.
I mean, like honestly, I hope everybody's safe during this quarantine. I really hope everybody that's listening did not have any family members suffer or even pass away through it. This quarantine has been a challenging blessing, and I like to use that dichotomy of the words. Yep. Like I tell everybody, I'm blissfully unsatisfied.
Right.
I'm blissfully dissatisfied, and because I'm in a state of bliss, but I'm not content.
Right.
With this quarantine, we've launched a company. We finalized the foundations of it. Mm-hmm. We found hacks that we're implementing right now. Patton was downstairs in that basement right now in his locker room for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours probably. I called him this morning and he said, I was putting the earplugs in, but you called like I
was ready to go.
And what I'm really trying to just say is, at this point of where we are, if you want to build a team based off of execution, not, and this is hard to say, not based off of the excitement of the idea. That's what people do in college. Mm-hmm. When you're sitting around, Pat, you don't drink, but I drink, and we would sit around and just like brainstorm and get excited off the idea of certain things, you know what I mean? But to have a true foundation of a team, the DISC assessment, the structure that you will need to grow, if the person or the persons or the people that you're affiliated with aren't executing, meaning, hey, I researched this, I emailed this person, I then decided to call them up, and then I did this, and then this is where we are at. So then I went and did a deep dive and I did research. So I'm going to bring this to you.
Yeah.
Bro, Patton, come on, man. That's key. Now, it's tricky to say for you and me. Now, I'm going to be fully transparent before we close.
Yep.
Because you and me are friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I would call you up and be like, yo, Patton, I have this idea yo, Patton, I heard this today and I was thinking about this, but guess what? Maybe I shouldn't do that no more. Maybe I should just go in and be like, yo, Patton, this is what I heard. This is what I researched. This is what I found. This is how much it costs. This is how many people it can impact. And this is financially how it can help us with an 8% profit gain. What are your thoughts with the returns? Ooh.
That's tough.
No, I'm just saying, like, keep it a bean.
No, no, you're right. That's
because
tough.
If somebody came to you, Patton, and was like, hey, Patton, all this you be doing, Patton, if somebody called you up, one of our new team members, called you and said, hey, I have this idea, you would listen to him. You would. But then you would call me up later and be like, yo, Dave, this person said this, and this. I'll be like, yo, what the fuck are they calling you up for?
Right.
Did they do shit? And then you'll be like, Pat, nah, Dev, I just had to listen. I'm like, yo, Patton, like.
Oh, man, listen.
Yeah, but the same thing is on my end. If somebody called me up and said, I did this, or I have this idea, I'll be like, yo, Patton, yo, this young is lunching.
Well, no, I'll retract. It depends on where I'm at. If I'm in one of them Jordan-esque type.
But right now we are.
No, we're there. That's the overall mindset. But I'm talking about like, oh, I'm gonna get you. Like if I'm in one of those mindset, or I just found something and my mind is all the way, and you come to me with something, I'm like, yo, then I'll be a different person. I probably won't listen to you.
But you're a big nice guy, though. You're a big nice guy. You'll be cool. You will let little.
The bad part is, I know a lot of people get that perception because I just come off as nice.
Because you be chilling. That's good. That's a good thing.
But you know the other side. I don't. That's why I don't say either. I just say I'm even. I'm pretty even.
I have seen other side.
Some people be like, I could never see you being. I'm like,
but like I said, Patton, if we trying to become billionaires, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have no time. You don't have the luxury. You do not have the luxury to put your energy into anything else except you're part of the business. Yeah. Devin Adams does not have any time to put his 100% into any other aspect of the business unless it's regarding what he said he's going to cover.
Yeah.
And that sucks to say out loud because right now it's kind of just you and me doing this. We have other people.
Yeah.
We have other people that help.
But that's the part about, and not saying that there aren't other leaders, but sometimes you have to go and get things done first because everybody is not at the same starting point either. And everybody can't handle certain things at this time. And so
that's true.
If we are able to process and move things along, the entry point for another leader might be easier down the road once this foundation is already built, once things are be established. Doesn't mean that they're any less a leader. It just means that the entry point for them right now is too much. It's too tough. And so that's why we're going through this phase and knocking down these doors and, acquiring the stuff and, so it could be easier for somebody else later.
Very true. Yeah. I think we're the sacrificial lambs. We've talked about that. I don't know how we can wrap all this up, but I will right now and say, rule number 1, don't care so much about what your family and friends think. I told my family this weekend my thought process, and they called me Socrates. One member hung up on me because they didn't agree with what I had to say, and that's okay. But have the audacity and the authenticity to make sure you're yourself, regardless. And that's hard. That's easier said than done. Because I was about to question that on Patton on, I believe, Sunday morning. I was really questioning, like, Devin, who are you? You're not attracting the right people, or guess what? God has to set the right people in your life that really understand you. So that's easier said than done. And I was going through it. That's why I have people see this, but they don't see all of this that Devin was processing. And y'all might think it's obsessive. Guess what? I spend the most time with myself. I got to understand my brain. Yeah. That's another deep thought. Will your mind ever be able to understand the subconsciousness of it? Because the brain is the only organ in your body that can study itself. will your brain ever be able to truly understand your subconscious? I talked to you about this on, I think, Friday. I mentioned it, and we just kind of like blew it off. But yo,
yeah, but yeah, that's a deep one.
That's a deep question. So that's it. Number 2, roles and responsibilities. If we are ever able to stay in your role and not spread yourself out too thin, worried about your friends and family or tackling this, and this, that's when progress is really made. The fact that Patton is in that basement, y'all can't see him right now, but for those that can, that's Patton's locker room. That's his Jordan side room.
Oh, you can't see me? It's too dark over here?
No, I'm just saying for people that might be listening to it on iTunes.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And also, guys, make sure y'all go vote. Thank you. We've been bumping up in the ratings for real because people have been voting and listening and subscribing and downloading. So thank you very much. But for those that can't see, that's his private locker room like Jordan had in The Last Dance. Mm-hmm. And once you have a person that in that role, don't try to fill it with nothing else. Patton, that's his role. I'll research stuff all the time that Patton might tell me to research, but I do have a dependency on him to figure that shit out. Mm-hmm. Because I'm focused on other stuff. Patton already knows if I'm not teaching or talking to a kid, I'm working and thinking on other things that I'm called to do.
Right.
The importance of the DISC assessment, the importance of a team is super important. And lastly, this weekend, this is just summing everything up. We've talked about a lot of stuff. This weekend was extremely heavy. And I called Patton up. When did I talk to you? Was it this morning or yesterday when I was just like, yo, man, I'm just feeling kind of weird?
I think it was yesterday. That was yesterday. And with all that being said, how can you catch Patton when he's 8 hours in with information? And I'm going to say this with a sensitivity of arrogance. Wow.
That's a play on words.
Oxymoron. That's
yeah. But how can you catch me? I'm not going to let you catch me when it comes to, unless you have a doctoral degree. Patton, guess what? Nerd mode. Yo, nerd mode alert. Guess what? You can have a doctoral degree on therapy, mindsets, all that. But guess what? What do you think? Do you know what I'm going to say? Just shake your head, yes or no, if you don't. Okay, cool. No. I ain't trying to play you.
I know.
You and me both. And everybody listen to this. When you know enough about a subject to know that you're right, but you don't know enough about the subject to know that you're wrong, that's when you can actually not find answers, but find new questions to find new answers to things that have never been answered yet. Yo, right?
That is very true, though.
I'm gonna have to think about that tonight. I'm gonna think about.
That's true. That is true.
I don't even know what I just said. I just thought about it because of whatever. But yo, do the work. Patton does the work. People think Patton's sitting down there in this is Patton's basement. But what's going on in Patton's mind is all of this.
Yeah.
People try to make fun of me for making this. Patton try to fry me. That's cool. That's funny.
No, I ain't trying to fry you, bro.
But it's some key points on here when it comes to mindset. It's a lot of key points in all this. So with all that being said, think about it, man. Everybody think about it. We covered a lot today.
Yeah.
And Patton, thank you for doing this. Like I said.
Yeah, man.
Pat got 15 kids upstairs running around playing football.
Basketball.
My bad. Excuse me. Basketball. And I'm exhausted, but I feel like I have a little energy boost after this. So think about that. Don't care as much about what people think, number one. Think about the role and responsibility you're called to do in your life. And if you could take anything from this weekend that I just had, figure out how you can become more authentic. I always say that when I say it slow. Authentic with who you are and what you're called to do. Because then you'll attract the right people that's supposed to be in your life. It's hard. I spent 48 hours, Patton, 2 days, bro. and I was crying. I was upset. I thought I was going crazy. Like being awakened is scary.
It is.
Oh man, it was bad, man. It was bad.
I believe.
But thank you to you for listening. Because like I said, people will say, "Yo, Devin, how come you ain't got nobody to talk to?" Because everybody has a effing family. Number one, everybody can't handle the shit that I'm thinking about or that I have questions on.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Patton, for being able to make time to withstand that onslaught of bludgeoning of information or even complex or even just me being personal, just like, yo, Patton, I don't know what to do. Like this young and luncheon.
Yeah.
So
well, thank you because we got to do it for each other. That's the the whole iron sharpens iron deal.
Yeah, that's your saying. That's your little John. So
yep.
All right, everybody. Instant Grits, we about to be out. Please subscribe. Please click. Please put the notifications on. June's right around the corner, man. Quarantine June.
Wow.
And that's no excuse for us not to be able to get better in some area. You don't have to be doing what me and Patton are doing. That could be you praying more. That could be you sleeping more if you need to catch up on your rest. It's no judgment. Mm-hmm. It could be you also maybe just writing or just thinking more or watching TV, making more time for your spouse, making time for your boyfriend, making time for your girlfriend, whatever, regardless. Let's come out of this quarantine better mentally. Mental health might be the next thing we need to talk about because I would drive myself crazy, Pat. Oh, man. So, yeah, shout out to my therapist. I believe in therapy. I just wish I had it a little earlier.
Yeah. Me too, actually. Yeah. Oddly enough. I'm always a therapist, but I wish I had access to it.
Pat, and that's the thing. Like, people always calling you up. People always calling me up. You have 35 kids upstairs. I know they calling you up.
Yeah.
But I feel weird talking about my feelings to somebody else because I've never done it. I'm in the genesis of that stage of my life right now. Yeah. Admitting that or talking about it. I don't like it, bro.
Me, they're still tough to me.
I got to figure that out. We both need to figure that shit out.
Yeah, true.
But everybody, please stay safe, be smart. There's contradictions going on about this virus. I just read something saying don't put a mask on at all. I'm like, what?
Listen, man.
Don't put a mask on at all. We're going back to school next month. No, we're not. We're going back to school in December. No, we're not. We're going back to school
in February.
In 4 days. In 48 hours, we back. Now, in February. All jokes aside, though, I'm going to get serious real quick. Stay safe, everybody.
Yes, please.
Please be smart. If your conscience says don't do it, then don't. Look after yourselves. Please spread the podcast around. Like I said, we have people in Iran, Argentina, Switzerland, Spain, even Alaska, even that's part of the United States, listening. So please continue to do that. Give us a 5-star review. All appreciative. And yeah, hopefully you got something from this. I'll say soliloquy, but I'll also say rant that I went on and that Patton participated in and that I forced him to do. He got big shoulders for a reason. He carries a lot of weight because he got 15 kids upstairs and he's got a lot going on. So me and him are working. So everybody, thank you so much, man. And everybody stay safe, make moves, move markets. The saying that Patton would say right now carries more weight than anything. Believe bigger, faster, right? And now that I went to the intergalactical realms of space, not even realms, because we're talking about dimensions, and we're only in 3. If we went to 4,
don't do that.
We can't even see the 4th dimension, which means we might not even be able to recognize if there's a 4th dimension out there. Aliens might be like, you know what, y'all so infantile, y'all so ant-like, we ain't gonna bother with y'all. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Like, I'll talk to you offline about that. But yeah, like we ain't even that sweet. Like, oh, Patton, come on, Patton, you about to get me going on the whole 1%, the chimp.
Oh no, don't do that.
And then we found an alien. Okay.
No, don't do that.
Okay, that's next podcast, man.
All right.
1%. Hold on, I'll say that. That's my closing words. Let's all try to level up in 1% of our life that we're called to level up in.
Makes sense.
Mine is mindset. That's why I go through this. Patton's.
I don't know.
Patton's is this whole. Patton's is financial literacy, for the people that look like us. And we have some things brewing. So everybody stay safe, make moves, move markets, believe bigger, faster, and then God will bless the work because you're doing what you're called to do. Everybody stay safe. Love y'all. Pat, any closing words real quick?
Nope. Love you guys. See you in the next podcast.
See you on the next one. Instagram. So we out, guys. Stay safe.